Hey everyone, welcome to Bridging the Divide. Have you ever felt like you were judged before anyone even got to know you? It's a powerful feeling, and one that many of us have experienced. Today, we're diving deep into the topic of prejudice and how it affects us all. I'm Alex, and with me is Jenny. We're both passionate about understanding and empathy, and we both faced our own challenges with prejudice. Jenny, how about you start by sharing a bit about why this topic is so important to you?
Thanks, Alex. Growing up, I often felt like I had to prove myself just because of how I looked or where I came from. It's a heavy burden, but it's also something that's shaped who I am. And I think it's crucial for us to talk about these experiences because only by understanding each other can we truly bridge the divide. Alex, how about you?
Absolutely, Jenny. I've had my own moments of feeling misunderstood or judged. It's something that can really impact your self-esteem and your relationships. But I've also seen the power of empathy and understanding firsthand. It's amazing how a simple conversation can change everything. So let's dive in and share some of our stories and insights.
Let's start with a personal story. I remember when I first moved to a new city for college. I was so excited, but I quickly realized that people had certain expectations of me just because of my background. It was tough, but it also made me realize how important it is to be open and understanding.
That's such an important point, Jenny. I've had similar experiences. I remember feeling like I had to constantly explain myself or justify my actions. It's exhausting, but it also taught me the value of empathy. I think one of the biggest challenges is recognizing our own biases and prejudices. How do you handle that?
That's a great question, Alex. I think it starts with self-reflection. We all have biases, but it's important to acknowledge them and work on overcoming them. For me, it's about being open to learning and growing. I've found that having honest conversations with people from different backgrounds can really help.
I couldn't agree more. I've found that one of the most powerful things we can do is listen. Really listen to someone else's story and try to understand their perspective. It's not always easy, but it's so important. Jamie, have you ever had a moment where someone's story really changed your perspective?
Oh, definitely. I remember a time when I was volunteering at a community center. I met someone who had faced so many challenges, but they were so resilient and positive. It really made me think about my own assumptions and how I could be more supportive. It's amazing how much we can learn from each other if we're willing to listen.
That's such a powerful story, Jenny. I've had similar moments where someone's experience really opened my eyes. I think it's important to remember that we're all human, and we all have our own struggles. By being empathetic and understanding, we can create a more inclusive and supportive world.
Absolutely. And I think it's also important to recognize that change doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey and it requires effort and commitment. But every small step we take can make a big difference.
That's a great point. And I think it's important to remember that we're all in this together. We can support each other, learn from each other, and grow together. Jenny, any final thoughts?
Just that I'm really grateful for this conversation, Alex. It's so important to talk about these issues and share our experiences. I hope our listeners feel inspired to have their own conversations and take steps towards greater understanding and empathy.
Thanks, Jenny. Today, we've talked about the importance of empathy, understanding, and open communication. We've shared our personal stories and insights, and I hope our listeners feel inspired to take these lessons into their own lives. Remember, every small step we take can make a big difference. If you have your own stories or experiences, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, subscribe, and tune in next time for more episodes of Bridging the Divide.
And don't forget to check out our next episode where we'll be exploring the power of storytelling in building connections. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Until next time, keep bridging the divide.